Marvel's full Phase 5 slate announced, 2 new Avengers movies, and the phenomenal trailer for Wakanda Forever. We're talking these along with all the biggest Comic-Con reveals in this special bonus episode. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Anthony.
And welcome to That Superhero Thing Comic-Con special.
Let's do it.
Holy crap, that was so much information. That was a lot of information to take in. You picked it all up this morning.
Yeah, because obviously I didn't watch it last night, but I literally just kind of scrolled through and just saw what's been announced and stuff. Yeah. And my jaw just dropped more and more and more for everything that was coming out. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I can imagine, though, just trying to get it all at once. It was struggling enough trying to actually watch it and keep up with it over the process of an hour. But
for me, the first thing that came up was the Wakanda Forever trailer.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the first thing that I saw.
Yeah.
And then I saw that a new trailer had come for the She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Yes.
So I watched that, and then I went scrolling for the announcements of all the films that are coming, and it's got me very, very excited.
I know, I'm so excited. The Wakanda Forever trailer was the last thing.
Was it?
On the night, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll go through
perfect, though, because that's
so
amazing ending, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely. We won't go through the exact order that it all came out in or anything like that, but obviously we'll break it all down. So we're going to go through all the biggest announcements from Marvel and DC. There weren't many announcements from DC, but we'll cover what they went through. We've got timestamps in the description, so if you want to skip ahead to any particular bit of news, we'll go into detail on the timestamps for you. Don't forget, if you enjoy the show, please make sure to follow us on your favourite podcast platform and leave us a rating or review. The more subs and reviews we get, the more people will be able to listen to the show because we'll rank higher on iTunes and Spotify. So I was going to start with the Marvel animation panel because that was on the Friday.
Okay.
Everyone wants to hear about the Marvel live action panel.
Yes.
So there was loads and loads and loads of information. So much more than I thought was going to get announced.
Yeah.
There was a rumor on the day, I think on Saturday, that came out that they weren't going to go through much and they were going to hold loads back for D23. And that's still the case. They're still holding loads back for D23 in September. But they've just announced so much stuff. So basically it started with Kevin Feige. He came out, he announced that Phase 4 is over, which was big news in itself.
Yeah.
The thing that came up on screen straight away actually showed that Thor was at the end. It showed that was it. So we thought that's it, that we're done with Phase 4. But then he did make it clear. He basically said that She-Hulk, which is coming 17th of this month, and Wakanda Forever, which is 11th of November, they're going to be the end of the phase. And then we are straight into Phase 5. Okay. And then Feige, better than Phage. We've got loads of different names for him. We'll come up with something else soon as well. Feige, I nearly said Phage then. Feige announced the full slate for Phase 5, which I didn't expect. I thought we'll get a couple of teasers and they'll hold stuff back for D23. But yeah, he announced the whole thing. So we'll basically go through him. We'll fly through him. It's not going to be the longest episode we've ever done this. It's basically a news catch up. But let's go through them. So, starting the phase on February 17th, 2023, we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So, we had footage shown. We haven't seen it, so there was no release trailer. We had the cast on the stage as well. Yeah. And we got a new poster, actually, before the panel started, showing Scott and Hope and Stature, his daughter, Cassie, all suited up with a massive figure of Kang behind them.
Amazing.
Looking like Kang from the comics. Just Jonathan Majors looking like Kang from the comics.
I'm still convinced it's going to be a small Kang and then a bigger one's going to come along.
I think we're going to get multiple. I'm just convinced that we're going to get multiple Kangs.
Because when you look at it now, and I'm talking about the whole thing overall, it sounds like they can kill off as many Kangs as they want, and he's just going to keep coming back. So they can do it in weird and wonderful ways. It can be dramatic. It can be as stupid as he pops out and starts to kick off and then gets hit by a car. There could be all sorts of. But you know what I mean. It could be as random as that.
Well, when you think though that we're going to get Kang apparently, as the big villain of Ant-Man, what in February 2023 did you just say?
Yeah.
And then we've got the Kang Dynasty 2.5 years later.
Yeah.
So I think you're absolutely spot on. It's got to be a different... I mean, it could be the same Kang, but I think your theory of multiple Kangs sounds much more likely. Yeah. So from the footage then, again, we've not got loads of information. We know Scott has written an autobiography called Look Out for the Little Guy. Apparently, the footage conveys that he's got a bit of an ego now. and he loves himself because he's basically dead famous. He's got his book, he's got his podcast.
Oh,
he's
really?
not spending as much time with Cassie, and he's sort of put her on the sidelines.
So there's a bit of a...
So there's going to be like a bit of a family dynamic going on as well. The footage was narrated by Jonathan Majors as Kang. The whole thing, very Thanos-y from the Infinity War trailer, apparently. And one of the lines from Kang was him questioning, I assume, Scott, saying, "You're an Avenger? Have I killed you before?" Which is just showing he's just blitzing through timelines, ripping things to pieces. Literally, I got chills when I said that.
That's amazing.
It's going to be so good. Other little reveals, which again, we already knew to a degree. Bill Murray, it's been confirmed from the footage that Bill Murray's in it.
Okay.
No confirmation as to who he's playing.
Right.
And it's been confirmed that MODOK is in the movie.
MODOK is in it.
There's no confirmation or nothing come out as to who's playing him.
Do you still think it's going to be Jim Carrey?
I don't
because
know.
He said he was retiring, didn't he?
I know, but I feel like if it was going to be Jim Carrey, it'd be very obvious that it was Jim Carrey. If he was seen in the footage, MODOK, it must be heavily CGI.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, and we were talking, we'll talk about the space that we did last night towards the end of the episode, but there's a few people mentioning that maybe Bill Murray's voicing MODOK.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it's going to be? But again, we don't know. It wasn't
I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch MODOK and not think of Garfield, though, if it's Bill Murray.
No, just a little bit. Yeah, it's going to throw you off completely.
Especially if he starts talking about lasagna at any point.
Oh, I hope he does. There's got to be a lasagna joke if he is. There's got to be. So moving on to spring 2023 then, we're on to Disney+. So we've got Secret Invasion. So again, we knew that was already coming.
Yep.
Kobe Smulders was on stage. She brought some footage with her as well. Apparently, we saw a very dishevelled Nick Fury. So it's a Nick Fury that we've never seen before. Not like cool, calm, collected Nick Fury. Yeah. It's basically like he's on the run, hunting Skrulls, and from everybody who's seen the footage, they've said it was really, really dark. Kobe Smulders said that it's basically a spy thriller. In the entire series, you're just going to be trying to guess who is a Skrull all the way through.
Love it.
And you're not going to know.
That is my kind of shit. I love that.
I've seen a few people asking, is Scott Lang a Skrull? And is that because they're coming out very close together? And is that
with the ego thing?
Is that why he's not spending any time with Cassie and trying to distance himself?
Oh, maybe.
So if it could tie into everything, particularly around that specific time. May 5th then, we've got, still on 2023, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
Again, we already knew this was coming, but we got loads of new info. We got some footage. Again, we haven't seen it, but it was showed to the crowd. James Gunn came out. He brought the cast on stage as well. Everybody, including Will Poulter. We
Amazing.
got, even, as I told you earlier on, we got Chukwudi Iwuji, who's been now confirmed to be playing the High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
He came out, full costume, walked through the crowd, full-on bright purple suit, which again, at first, you look at it and go, wow, that is bright and comic booky, but that's the way it's going. That's the way phase 4 has gone.
Yeah.
And I kind of love it, and it looks good. It's clearly all practical.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do certain touch-ups with CGI, but I think he looks absolutely brilliant.
Amazing.
From the footage then, one of the biggest takeaways from the footage was that it seemed to be quite heavily focused on baby Rocket Raccoon, and you didn't see adult Rocket in the entire trailer.
Really?
People who watched it was a trailer, it wasn't just bits of footage, it was a full trailer put together, but again, we've not seen it. Multiple people who I've seen online have said that they cried at the trailer.
Oh, really?
So this is going to be, I mean, it's going to be fun, but it's going to be a heavy movie. Something else that was from the trailer as well is that Gamora's back. We knew she was going to be back.
Yeah.
But she's the new leader of the Ravagers.
So
she's leading them. A few extra bits.
So is it a different Gamora?
Well, it's Gamora from.
So it is her from the other.
Yeah. So I assume she's just gone off, and she's probably still got that element of evilness to her. If you know what I mean. She's not. She's towing that line that she was in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but no one's been there to sort of turn her to either side yet. I suppose.
Okay.
Another bit of news that came out. Obviously, we got Chukwudi Iwuji confirmed now as High Evolutionary. We already knew Maria Bakalova was going to be in the movie from Borat.
Right. Okay. 2.
Yeah. She is going to be voicing and doing mocap for Cosmo the dog. So that's who she's playing, and I love that.
Amazing.
I really, really love that.
Amazing.
Particularly the fact that she's going to do mocap for it. So I don't know. I can just imagine her crawling around on set on all fours, basically. And that's her filming.
Amazing.
Finally, with it, James Gunn has said that it is the end of the Guardians story. So this is it. There's not going to be Guardians 4.
We kind of knew was coming anyway, didn't we?
Yeah. He said it doesn't mean everybody dies, though. But I get the impression that there's probably going to be a few deaths.
Yeah.
We've already said Drax.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking Rocket now. because it seems to be quite heavily focused on him and his backstory.
Maybe.
And I could see that happening. But again, yeah, we'll know.
For
soon.
Rocket, it'd be a really good thing if it was a selfless act.
Yeah, I could see that.
Does it, because obviously he's been so selfish all the way through to a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, he still looks after them and stuff, but he's out for his own gain all the time. So if he was to do something truly selfless and die from it, it'd be a good,
for his family,
good
for
story.
His new family that he's got. Yeah, no, that'd be good. Summer 2023. Then we've got two other things. Again, we already knew were coming. So we got Echo and we got Loki season 2. We didn't really get much information for the rest of these bits and pieces now.
Yeah,
we've got Marvel's confirmed for July 28th, 2023. We've got Blade confirmed for November 3rd, 2023.
Yeah.
No extra news on that. We didn't get any casting confirmations or cast coming out on stage or anything. We've got Ironheart series confirmed for fall 2023. Winter 2023/2024, we've got Agatha, Coven of Chaos. So it's had a name change. So when it got announced last year, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
It was House of Harkness.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. I mean, that's all the information we got. We just got a new title card. So there's no info to go off of that as to that, why they've changed the name.
I kind of like it a bit more, though.
Maybe
they've changed what... Because, I mean, House of Harkness, you're just going to expect it to be all about her.
Yeah.
But if it's about her coven, that makes more sense. Mm-hmm. So it's about the whole kind of tribe of her witches.
Yeah,
so
hopefully. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm hoping we get a bit more, like, I love her, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see other characters around it and it not be focused on her.
8 episodes of just Agatha. As much as we love Catherine Hahn, there needs to be something else to sort of flesh out the story a little bit. So talking of episode numbers, the next project confirmed for spring 2024, which again with an inkling about but we didn't know, is a Daredevil series for Disney Plus. Daredevil Born Again. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are back.
Both confirmed. Yeah.
18 episodes.
I know. That's massive.
Episodes. It's so exciting that.
That is massive.
Buzzing off that. Because what have we had? I don't think we've had more than like 9 or 10.
We've had 10 at most. One division was 10.
Was it 10? Was it?
Yeah.
We were talking about last night. We couldn't remember whether it was 9 or 10. But again, it's a massive jump. I get the impression as well that it's going to be another really dark series.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as dark as Netflix series, clearly, because it can't be. But
no.
They could do. I mean, something else we'll talk about is the animation panel. The Marvel Zombies is going to be R-rated. So, they could go really dark with it. I don't think they will if it's tied to the main MCU, though, to be honest.
And with it following on, because, I mean, I've seen Vincent talk about it now since it's all happened as well. And he's said about the fact that, you know, it's tying into Hawkeye as well.
Yes.
And they're going to involve the blip because it's going to be the fact that he has lost the power he had over the city because 5 years have moved on and stuff like that. So it's him trying to regain what he had previously.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a story to that.
Interesting dynamic. Yeah, so he's not just the big. It's not just the big bad and it's all about Charlie Cox.
He's working his way back up again, back through the ranks.
That. But they did that with the Netflix show. He was obviously a main character because he was the main villain. But you got a lot of backstory and a lot of growth from him as a character. So I'm glad they're bringing that back because if anyone can pull that off, it's Vincent D'Onofrio. He's a fantastic actor. Moving on then, May 3rd, 2024, we've got Captain America: New World Order.
That looks awesome.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
We didn't
even see that. I just like the title sounds.
I know.
And knowing it sound. I mean, I think I saw a picture. I don't know whether it's an official one or anything, but it's him with his back to us.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
With his head to the side.
There was some promo art that was doing the rounds a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's fake or not, but even that, it looked awesome. So, and it was the white suit.
Yes, I'm just excited to see a full movie with it.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm glad that they're doing a movie and they're not just moving on to a sequel series. To Soldier, which they could have easily done. But I think it's great that they're going down the movie route.
Yeah.
And then final movie of Phase 5, July 28th, 2024, we've got the Thunderbolts movie. Again, we knew it was coming, but it wasn't officially confirmed.
No.
Kevin Feige is not giving much information away, but he has said that the team will consist of existing characters as well as people that we've not yet met. Okay. So whether they're going to build that team over Phase 5.
Well, they've already started technically, haven't they?
Yeah, but I mean, like with the new people, I don't
know.
New people dropping in,
or whether it'll be new people to the Thunderbolts film.
Whether we're just going to pull a Suicide Squad and just introduce 5 more villains at the start of the movie. I'd be all right with either. To be perfectly honest,
or a mixture.
Yeah, I like the fact that is wrapping up Phase 5 though.
Yeah,
because when we were watching this last night, we were like, well, that's no Avengers movie. There's no Avengers movie in the whole of Phase 5. We haven't had one in Phase 4, but the Thunderbolts kind of feels like the Avengers movie of it because of how many not villains we've been introduced to, but kind of anti-heroes, like John Walker, like Yelena. Do you know what I mean? Baron Zemo even is a bit of an anti-hero now. So it's clearly been building up towards that. But I'm really excited about that. But so we thought that was kind of it over then, because Feige just announced the entire Phase 5. And then he went on and dropped a load of news about Phase 6. So we're into Phase 6. So he basically kicked off the information, and it will be kicking off with Fantastic Four, November 8th, 2024. No cast announcements. But apart from, Feige apparently has confirmed that Spider-Man will feature in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So whether he's a member of the Fantastic Four, because he has been in the comics in the past.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whether he's just going to be, like Hulk showing up in Thor and Doctor Strange showing up in Spider-Man. But that is very interesting.
Do we know that it's Tom Holland still?
We don't. That's the thing. I don't think it's going to be Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire, but I'm thinking, is it going to be Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Are we going to end up with another? Because he didn't, from what I've read, he didn't say Peter Parker. He didn't say Tom Holland will return.
He just said Spider-Man.
He said Spider-Man will be part of the movie.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's very strategic. Maybe it's just to get us talking and going, oh my God, is it going to be Miles Morales?
Yeah.
But you don't know. I'd really like it if they went down a slightly different path with it. And
the only reason I asked was because obviously Sony have talked about like a further Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
And said that it was happening, and then Tom Holland was like, whoa.
But
and then they backtracked a bit. We
only heard like a week ago that Tom Holland hasn't signed on for anything. And now we're getting told that he's going to be in Fantastic Four. Again, it could just be a whole marketing.
It could. It could.
Phase 6 is then going to end with 2 Avengers movies. So we've got 2 phases with no Avengers movies, and then we're dropping 2 within 6 months. So as we already said earlier on, we've got May 2nd, 2025. Friggin' hell. 2025, we've got the Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. And then 6 months later, on November 7th, 2025, we have got Avengers: Secret Wars. So
I've looked
excited.
I've looked this up a little bit.
Okay, go on.
Because I kind of, obviously with Secret Invasion and Secret Wars, I was trying to just distinguish between the two, really. So within the comics, the idea is that the Kang Dynasty is obviously all the Kangs.
We don't know about this, but go on.
So basically, it's what we've been talking about. It's the fact that the Kangs are just shooting through the multiverses and destroying them all.
Okay.
Making sure that they get kind of the power what they want.
Yeah.
And defeating each other and purposefully causing lines off the main timeline and stuff like that. The incursions, is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was.
Doing incursions on purpose to destroy the multiverse so that there's only one.
Yeah.
When those multiverses are destroyed, there's kind of like pieces of it left by the sounds of it, the way they talk about it.
Okay.
And what Kang is going to do, or what he did in the comics, was merge them into what was called the Battle Wars.
Yes.
And that is Secret Wars. And it's all the characters from different multiverses all on one planet, essentially. Fighting each other.
Yes. Brilliant.
Which sounds
I'm so excited.
Incredible. You could literally bring anybody into this. It is like
from any multiverse. Yeah. So we could end up with
no holds barred. Exactly. Like, I'm just so excited that could be so phenomenal.
I know. It's going to be a massive. It will, and it's the end of the multiverse saga. So Phase 4, 5, and 6 is now been confirmed to be called the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
I sat there particularly a few weeks ago and said, I think multiverse is done now for Phase 4. I think that doesn't mean we won't hit it anymore.
And it's now carrying on to Phase 6.
That's it. And again, I've not got a problem with it. I just wanted to know, and I don't want to know where it's going. I just wanted a bit of an idea so that we can start piecing it together to the end goal.
It's still there, and we now know that that's where it's going to end.
Yeah.
So it can still float about within all the movies that we've got while it's telling these other stories.
Exactly.
And now that I've got that in my head, like, I'm excited and I'm ready for it. Do you know what I mean?
And we don't
Whereas
really
before,
know
when we didn't
more.
know, it was just going, just another one where we haven't had. At least we know kind of that there is an end goal.
Yes.
We may get them in between. We may not get them in every single one, but they're going to appear. It's going to be a theme throughout. So I'm excited now that we know. That's
all we do know. I know we've talked about in a few extra
but it's enough
details. Yeah, but all the stuff that they announced, shall we say,
Yeah.
we already knew about apart from Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty, and it's just now, it's just all it's done is given us an end goal, really.
Yeah.
And fleshed it out a little bit. But speaking of that, there's a lot more movies in Phase 6 that we don't know about. So there's 8 unannounced movies. But there's also a lot of things that we already knew were happening that haven't been announced. So we've got Armor Wars, we've got Deadpool 3.
Eternals 2.
Eternals 2, Shang-Chi 2. I always do that. Shang-Chi 2. What else? Another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
So there's so much. So that's all going to form part of that. Kevin Feige did confirm, though, that at D23 in September, they will let us know what the other 8 movies are.
Okay.
So we've only got like 6 to 8 weeks to wait, and then we'll know.
Amazing.
We'll know for certain where it's going.
Amazing.
But again, I think that's enough. So finally, we got a couple of trailers. So we got the She-Hulk trailer.
Yeah.
Looks so good.
Amazing.
I'm so excited for it.
Do you know what? Because obviously we'd seen the previous trailer, and everyone was a bit like, "Oh."
I was just like proper. Meh.
And this is spun it on its head.
Massively.
We saw Charlie Cox. We saw Matt Murdock.
We did. We saw Daredevil at the end of the end of it in the yellow suit.
Yes.
I'm so excited for the yellow suit. It looks good.
It does look good.
How are they going to pull off a yellow suit?
Yeah.
Yellow and black, isn't it? But looks amazing. The CGI is miles
better. So much better.
That.
Yeah.
There's loads of different suits.
I'm loving the whole dynamic between her and Bruce.
Yes, I love that as well.
That looks like it's going to be a lot of
He's
fun.
taken so long to get used to Hulk and learn how to control it.
And she's just like smashing it instantly.
Just like turning on instantly.
Yeah. So good.
We get Wong. So Wong's featuring in
yes.
He's like, that's the most exciting addition for me. The fact that Wong's back. Absolutely.
And we've seen a few clips now of Jamila Jamil.
We have, yeah. I think she'll be good. I think
she's going to be good. I like her. I've seen her act in a few things now,
and
I've enjoyed everything she's done.
Yeah,
I've got no qualms with her being in it.
I don't. It looks a bit silly.
Yeah.
But I'm all right with it now. I think Thor sort of got me on the road where I'm okay with these sort of things now after that second viewing, because I watched it twice. Probably the biggest thing though, she broke the fourth wall.
She did. Look directly at the camera, and I was like,
Deadpool. Exactly. I know, that's what I was like. But I think she does it in the comics as well.
Yeah.
So she can also break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
But I think that's not just like a little nod. That's not going to be an odd joke. I think they're going to make something of this.
Yeah.
Is that going to be something that's connected to the multiverse?
I would like it if it was.
Is her hair in Deadpool going to make it very obvious that they're aware of our universe?
Could you imagine if they both did it, like if she's in a scene where he looks out to and breaks the fourth wall, and she's like, I can do that too. like that. And it just is a dead stupid moment. I'd love something like that.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely love that, yeah. And then final trailer and final part of the panel, we got the Wakanda Forever trailer, which was...
my God.
I can't, yeah. I'm going to try and explain it, but there are genuinely no words. And I know that sounds like I'm being really cheesy. It was such a well done trailer.
Yeah.
And the panel as well. They had the entire cast out. Ryan Coogler was out. They were all talking about Chadwick and his legacy.
Angelica Houston in that trailer.
Angela Bassett.
Sorry, Angelica Houston.
Completely.
Morticia. Freaking hell. I do this every single time. Every time.
So well.
Angela Bassett, when I fucking hate myself today.
I was sitting there for a second going, I didn't see Angelica Houston in this movie. Where was she?
She'd be a good villain though in the MCU.
Yeah, I'd be alright with that. Yeah.
Anyway, she could be Madam
Web?
Yes.
Yeah, like a proper Madam Web.
Yeah.
Not young and trendy, whatever her name is. Yeah.
Anyway, so Angela Bassett,
yes, go for
who I wanted to talk about, genuinely, that speech that she does about her really family being gone absolutely broke my heart, because obviously there's a truth in it as well now. You know, it's not just acting at that point. Like, you know, it's somebody that she's worked with for a long time and could probably see as family.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, when you're working on something for 18 months, day in, day out with each other, like it's... You kind of end up in that with that bond, you know. Just in theatre where we do 12 weeks is enough. Do you know what I mean?
And Ryan Coogler said that because he was talking about him, obviously as the director.
Yeah.
He said, and do you know what? When I was writing this out in my notes before, I actually nearly cried writing it. He said, I can feel his hand on my shoulder right now, standing next to me. And then the trailer played, and I was just like, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'd have been the same.
It was a heavy trailer. So talking about the trailer then quickly, because we don't want to spend too much time. Like a haunting rendition of No Woman No Cry.
Yeah.
All the way through the trailer. So well done, that music.
Yeah.
Everybody's basically mourning T'Challa. So we're getting
the big mural of him and everything was beautiful, man.
We saw Namor and the Atlanteans. Looked like we see Namor getting born.
I was going to say, was it the birth of Namor?
With the winged ankles. We see Riri Williams building the armor. Very reminiscent to Tony Stark building it as well.
The heart landing on the thing. Even
the shot of her, they were bringing the hammer down, everything like that.
Yeah.
Amazing. We see Martin Freeman pop up. For a split second he's there, but he is there, so he's back. It looks like it's getting invaded. Wakanda's getting invaded by like other world governments. Yeah. And there's maybe some sort of battle between Wakanda and Atlantis. I know this is Atlanta then, it's a different place. Wakanda and Atlantis. and then probably I imagine them teaming up against some other government. And then at the end of the trailer, we see the new Black Panther. Yeah. But we don't know who it is.
No.
It looks female, I would say.
Do you know what? I want to go back and watch it again because I don't know.
I would imagine.
I want it to be a sister.
I want it to be Shuri as well.
Because she's just amazing, and I think she deserves it.
And I don't know where I'm getting this from, but my theory off the back of it, and I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but I've got a feeling that shot that we've seen is going to be Shuri in costume.
Yeah.
Oh, not costume, obviously. She is the Black Panther.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to end up the Black Panther. I think that's going to be a scene at the start of the movie where she's suited up as the Black Panther and it's going to end up being somebody else because she can't hack it. And that's not a dig against Shuri.
Yeah.
I've just got a feeling
like
it's
that's
going to
the character's arc.
Yeah. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling it's going to pass from one to the other. I've got no sort of evidence or any particular reason. I was just watching it again for like the third or fourth time earlier on.
It's a weird one.
I got a feeling about it.
Do you reckon that we may be led to think that it's Shuri and we find out at the end it's Angela Bassett?
Or Angelica Houston.
Stop it. But could you imagine? The only reason I'm saying it is because she also, there's also a speech in there where she shouts about being their queen. Yeah. As well.
Yeah.
And part of it makes me think.
I don't know. I like the fact that we don't know that.
I like the fact that we don't know. I like asking those questions and just seeing what people might think.
So that was the live action panel. The day before, as I said, we got the animation panel. So again, we'll fly through this. So we got but footage from I Am Groot. We got the first trailer. It's animated, but he looks exactly like it does in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Yeah. So it just the level of CGI in it is amazing. It's very kiddie. There's a scene in the trailer of him farting out a leaf and these loads of little creatures all eat the leaf. So it's really, really kiddie. 10 episodes on Disney Plus, 10th of August. So really, really soon. I don't know whether they're all dropping on the same day or they're going to drop them weekly. I would imagine if there's 10, they're just going to drop them all on one day rather than dragging this out for 5 minutes every week for 10 weeks. We got more confirmation on Spider-Man Freshman Year. Again, we already knew this was coming. There seems to be a little bit of confusion as to whether it's canon or not to the MCU. It's been confirmed in the synopsis that it is MCU, but I don't think it's the 616 timeline.
Well, again, you can get away with that now.
Exactly, yeah. So it's part of the MCU, but it's not that. And the reason we know, or I assume, is because we've got loads of supporting characters. We've got Flash Thompson, who I know is in the main timeline. We've got Amadeus Cho making an appearance. We've got Harry and Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn's going to be his mentor in it. Villains, we've got Doc Ock, Scorpion, Rhino, so it can't be the main timeline. No. But I'm very excited at the prospect of having all those. Exactly.
I'm good with it.
He's also going to have help from Doctor Strange and Daredevil, who is going to be voiced by Charlie Cox.
Amazing.
For the cartoon, which is going to be amazing. That's arriving on Disney Plus 2024, and the season 2 has already been greenlit, which is going to be Spider-Man sophomore year.
Love it.
Again, straight into that. Yeah. We got confirmation of What If Season 2. Attendees got to see a short trailer apparently, but it's still not made its way online. I'm surprised it hasn't, to be fair. It's not coming until next year, early next year.
No, and they've said that there's going to be a lot more intertwining with stuff that we've seen since... like with the TV series and stuff as well. So
does it?
Loki and stuff like that.
Oh, that'll be good. Well, some of the ones that
we might get a whole episode based on Croc Loki, which I'd be behind.
I'd be well for that.
That's fine by me.
Well, the ones that we did get confirmed, we know that Captain Carter's going to be back for an episode. Yeah. They also confirmed that the Captain Carter we saw in Multiverse of Madness isn't the Captain Carter from What If.
Okay.
It's another different variant. She's going to be going up against the Winter Soldier. I don't know whether that means Steve or actual Bucky.
Yeah.
Could be either. Other stories we're going to get a Hela story.
Okay.
That's going to be amazing.
I'm good with that.
We're also getting Odin versus Mandarin.
Ooh, okay.
I hope it's Trevor, but it's not going to be. It's going to be Killian.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. If it was a variant of Trevor that was the Mandarin, that'd be so good. And then we're also getting Tony on Sakaar with Valkyrie and Hulk, which was filmed for season 1.
Yeah, but it
and
didn't
for
happen.
some reason it never got aired. Also, it's been confirmed that season 3 is already in the works.
Oh,
so they're just cracking on with that, aren't they?
They're just
basically.
yeah.
Marvel Zombies, that was a What If episode. It's now its own series, which again we already knew, coming 2024. It's going to be rated TVMA, which is basically the equivalent of an R-rated movie, but
So
on TV.
is it going to follow on from the zombie one that we saw, or is it going to be a whole fresh look?
I think it's going to follow on. I don't know for certain, but I think that's where they're going. From the images
If
that
we
I've
still
seen
get
online,
happy, I'm okay with it.
from what was he? Did he get turned into a zombie?
No,
did he survive?
No, he survived.
Did
didn't
he?
I think so.
I've not seen him in any of the images. So the characters that I've seen are zombie versions of Wanda, who could have easily survived.
Yeah.
Ghost from Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
Hawkeye, Okoye, Abomination, Captain America, but half a Captain America, which would make sense because didn't he get cut in half in it? Captain Marvel and Icarus from Eternals. So a zombie version of Icarus. And then it looks like the heroes are going to be so good. Yelena.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Jimmy Woo. Amazing. Shang-Chi and Katie. And Death Dealer from Shang-Chi as well. Kamala Khan. And Alexei, a.k.a. Red Guardian from Black Widow. I hope they get David Harbour in to voice him.
That would be so good.
Buzzing if they do. I don't think it's been confirmed who's going to be voicing who. I've seen on Twitter it looks like Simu Liu is going to be voicing Shang-Chi.
Really want Darcy.
Yeah, I want Darcy, but she
wasn't
there.
No, I know, but I just feel like we don't get enough of her, and she's such a good character.
I can see some sort of conversation between Jimmy Woo and a zombie Darcy. him trying to reason with her, which would be good. And then finally, on the Marvel animation panel, we got X-Men 97. They left that till the end. No trailer, but attendees did get to see some footage of the team basically fighting Sentinels, apparently. The original team's back, so we've got Jean Grey, Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Beast, Rogue, Gambit, and Jubilee. And then new additions, we've got Sunspot, Nightcrawler, Cable, Forge, Bishop, and Morph. The team this time is going to be led by Magneto, and apparently that's following on from where it left off in the last series that they did back in 1996. I do remember it. I can't remember it in massive detail, but
so I've started watching it from the beginning now.
Sorry, I just spoiled it for you.
It's okay.
Anybody else who's watching it from the beginning? Shit happens. Villains confirmed. We're going to have Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, which is Kevin Bacon's character from First Class. Callisto, and Mr. Sinister, who apparently is going to be a major player in the series. So I think he's going to be the big bad. Cool. Disappointingly, it's not going to arrive until autumn next year. So it's still
that's quite a way off.
A long way away, yeah. So we've got over a year to wait for it. But again, loads of good content. I noticed that none of that is in the Phase 5 or Phase 6 timeline.
No.
So I assume
entirely separate.
I'm guessing that the Phase 5 and Phase 6 timeline that we've seen, I don't think these are going to slot into any of those Phase 6 slots, clearly, because the time wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But I reckon that the Phase 5 and 6 is only like 616 timeline. And there's other stuff that's going to be on top of it.
Right, okay.
So anything that's not been announced in there. So, Armor Wars we already knew about. That was already confirmed.
Is it not 616
then? I don't know. Maybe not. Because it's not in there. It is happening. So because a lot of people last night were like, is it just not happening anymore because it's not been mentioned? But apparently Feige's confirmed it is going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's not 616, or maybe we're just going to get a load more information on it in D23, maybe. Finally, we've got to touch on...
Do you reckon they bring back Terrence Howard?
Oh, can you imagine?
If it wasn't 616.
It's been confirmed it was Don Cheadle, yeah. That would be so good.
Could you have imagined, though?
I'd be up for that. I'd be completely up for that. Finally, we've got DC's panel. So it wasn't as big and as elaborate. It was, although it was elaborate, to be fair. It was right before Marvel's panel. And yeah, we didn't get a lot of information. We got Shazam panel, so we got the new trailer for Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which, to be fair, looks really, really good.
I haven't seen that yet.
Have you not seen it?
No, I'll watch that.
It looks boss, to be fair. We see Helen Mirren and Lucy.
Do we see her as
fully costumed up?
Does she look good?
Yeah, but weird.
Oh, okay.
No, she doesn't look weird.
Just because it's Helen Mirren.
It's just weird, Helen Mirren. There's one moment in there where Shazam's talking to Helen Mirren, and he's like, "I know what you're doing. I've seen all the Fast and Furious movies." And she was in the Fast and Furious movies, and she gives him like a little. She gives him a weird look, as if to be like, "I don't know what you're talking about, but I kind of do because I was in one." So I like that. Quite interestingly, it opens with him like doubting himself. It's like, what am I even doing? I'm not like a proper hero. Apparently, it's going to see Billy sort of having doubts because he's not a kid anymore and he's becoming an adult and wondering whether he's a decent superhero. And he says there's already a dude in a red suit with a lightning bolt on his chest, and we see Flash, and then he rattles off Aquaman, and we see Jason Momoa. He talks about Batman, and we see Ben Affleck as Batman. Yeah. When we see Flash, we don't see Ezra. We just see the back of Flash. Now, I'm not saying, they've cast somebody else. Yeah. But I thought it was quite
pulling away from him a bit.
Yeah. It's a conscious decision not to show Ezra's face.
Totally.
And I think it's a good decision, to be fair.
Yeah.
But in general, it looks brilliant. You see the whole Shazam family sort of suiting up, walking along saying Shazam. The whole family all transforms at the same time. It looks... I mean, the first one was really, really fun. And this looks like it's going to be a ton of fun as well. So the other trailer that we saw was Black Adam. The Rock came on stage, made this massive entrance. So it looked like he was basically floating. He was fully suited up, full costume and everything, floating with all the like smoke and lightning coming off and everything like that. It was a proper good entrance, to be fair. And then they showed...
That was their entire budget.
Pretty much, yeah. And then they showed a trailer for it. Lots of existing footage, lots of new footage as well.
Okay.
Still looks good, but it looks good. The look of it looks really good. It looks a little bit generic.
There's a lot of films that have looked good and then the storyline's not been there to hold it up.
We don't know anything about the story, and it's got us questioning. We mentioned this on the chat last night. Is there a very good story? Do they know what the story is?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It looks good though. Some things that were confirmed, or one thing was confirmed, is it's set in present day. So that's something we questioned when we saw the first trailer. Yeah. Is it because there's flying motorbikes and all that sort of stuff? So, but apparently, it is set in the same timeline universe as all the DC movies so far. So, I don't know how that's going to tie in. Somebody asked The Rock who would win in a fight between Black Adam and Superman, and he answered, "It depends who's playing Superman." And I think people got really excited then that Henry Cavill was going to come out, because that was the big rumor. Everyone was like, Cavill's going to show up at this and he's back as Superman. And he didn't. And a lot of people were very disappointed. I don't know where the rumor came from. I was a little bit disappointed when he didn't show up, because I started to believe it myself. But he didn't. That was it. I mean, it was an hour. I don't know how that's all they got into an hour. And I'm not slating DC. I don't know how that's all they got into an hour when Marvel announced an entire Phase 5 and some of Phase 6 and a little bit of bits from the end of Phase 4. We got full trailers and information and panels of the last two entries in Phase 4.
Crazy.
So we got pretty much 2 phases completely done. So I don't get it. I think the general idea is that people clearly think that Marvel have just completely wiped the floor with DC on this, and they have. They have. It's not a competition, but again, something I said on the chat last night, it's like there's no way DC didn't have an inkling as to what Marvel were going to announce. So wouldn't you go bigger than what they did? People were slating online. The best comment, I can't remember who it was, but they were saying how well Marvel had done, and DC just brought 2 trailers and a half-eaten sandwich. And it was like, nailed it. Completely nailed it. No. It was. But I don't know. They've got DC Fandom coming towards the end of the year as well, haven't they? So
part of me is wondering whether DC, because of all the shit that's gone on with Ezra Miller, and they were already in talks about stopping and just starting afresh again anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether they don't know where they're going at the minute, and because these have already gotten so far, Shazam 2 and Black Adam, that they're going, let's just market the shit out of this, because that's what it feels like now, that they're just going, let's market these that we've got
but
ready.
There's other projects that they've got. I know. Batgirl, which is pretty much done filming.
Yeah.
They've got Blue Beetle, which has been filming for weeks now, so they must have some footage together from that.
Yeah.
Could have at least brought the cast out. The Flash movie was finished about 8 years ago at this stage. It's well done. It's been reshot 4 times. Do you know what I mean? They could have and I know obviously they're going to distance themselves from that, but it just sounds like it's up in the air. Something, and I know we're supposed to be talking about SDCC, but something I found out the other day was that in this Batgirl movie, because now it looks like, that's coming out before The Flash.
Yeah.
So there's no explanation as to why Keaton's the Batman in this universe. But Keaton is the Batman in this universe.
Right.
But what's his face from J.J. Jameson? What's his name? Who plays J.J. Jameson?
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons is Commissioner Gordon in this universe, like he is in the Ben Affleck universe. So we've got, again, how confusing is that?
Yeah.
So maybe it is a case of these 2 films, Shazam and Black Adam, are done. They're ready. They're finished. and that, they're literally ready to just go into cinemas now.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder whether they've not mentioned anything else because they are hopefully trying to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's going to be the case. But yeah, that's it. Quick run through. A lot longer than we said we were going to do it. But yeah, quick-ish run through. Should we do Pod Fans Assemble?
Yes.
Pod Fans Assemble.
Okay, so first, before Anthony gets onto the messages, a big thank you, to be fair. We did our first live stream last night. It was last night. I'm knackered. Yeah, I know it was last night. I'm absolutely shattered. We're open till 3 o'clock in the morning. Anthony couldn't unfortunately make it, but yeah, we were on Twitter Spaces. We will be doing them again in future. So if you don't follow us on Twitter and you listen to the show, go and follow us on Twitter because it was a real laugh. Loads of people joined in and listened into the chat. Particularly thanks to Kenneth and Nate, who are our patrons, because they literally jumped on the chat and helped me out because it was just me waffling on for 15 minutes at the start. And then Davey AK as well. He jumped on. Other people who listened in all the way through: Andy Ty, Ben, Ninjago, D, Sheldon Pink. There were loads more of you on there as well, but you guys basically put up with it for the for the entire 2 hours. So yeah, thank you very much for that. And as I said, we will definitely be doing them again because I will be joining in next time. I had a really good laugh on that one. But yeah, should we get into the messages?
Yes. What new project are you most excited about? David Bodson said Loki season 2 and Secret Wars. I'm all for Loki season 2.
I'm excited about absolutely everything.
I'm excited about everything, to be fair, but Loki season 2 is a big thing for me because I really enjoyed the first season.
It's still a while out though.
I know, yeah. Paul Sears, exciting times for Marvel fans, looking forward to everything. And then we've got the gif of Captain America, but Steve Rogers, Captain America. Yeah. Michael Lay said, I'm most excited by Shazam 2 ahead of anything else.
Fair play. It does look really good.
It does look really good. And again, if the first one is anything to go by, it should be really good.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed the first one, to be fair.
But Wonder Woman 1 was hailed as one of the best superhero movies ever, and then Wonder Woman 84 came out.
Have you watched it yet?
No.
You've still not got around to it.
I'll do it one day. I can't bring myself to do it.
It was a bit more out there. Yeah, I still enjoyed it, but it was a bit more out there.
Okay.
Davey AK said my highlight was the fact that we're getting 2 Avenger movies in the same year, only 6 months apart.
6 months apart. That's amazing.
That's incredible.
I'm so happy. I'm so excited.
My fingers are crossed for some more Russo brothers in the director chairs. Can I just introduce a coma now until 2025?
Well, that's something that we missed as well. Thanks, Davey. And again, thanks for getting involved last night. Feige's confirmed that the Russos are not coming back for those films.
Has he?
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, again, it's nice to mix things up a little bit.
And they're great. They did a really good job, but it's nice to have a bit of fresh ideas.
Everybody's got a theme to the way they direct. And as much as it's enjoyable to watch, if it was every single film, you would get bored. Because you'd know what's coming. You'd know the way the director thinks. You'd know the way that they work. And so you'd be expecting a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whereas if you keep changing it up with different directors and stuff, then we get something new out of it in the process. I mean, look at Loki season 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember her name now, but the director, this was the first time she jumped in on something like this.
Yeah.
And it was a phenomenal take on it.
Yeah,
and
so good.
Yeah, so I like the fact that it's taking
fresh
a chance on different...
Yeah, I like it.
Love it.
And if it's shit, just get him in for the next Avengers movie.
It could be Steven Spielberg.
It could be. You never know.
Kenneth said Daredevil obs this is the MCU version and stuff, but I keep thinking that perhaps out of all these things, as it stands today, Loki season 2 may have the most profound effect on what's to come and after, so perhaps it's Loki season 2 for the time being.
Okay, fair play. I think I'm on the Daredevil train though. Weirdly, that is the thing I'm most excited about.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what's got me? Again, the fact that it's coming back, but 18 episodes a day. I'm so excited.
No.
Plus, it's going to give us stuff to talk about. 18 weeks.
It's going to keep us busy in
exactly, it. Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
pays the bills. It doesn't.
That's 4 full months. That pretty much.
We're going to be knackered.
Alan Hangover said Cap with a thumbs up,
yes.
and he's actually got a gif of Sam.
Amazing.
The hostile environment.
Cap now?
Yeah, I know, but because we had the Steve Rogers one before. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
The Hostile Environment podcast, nothing anymore. After these awful shows, Moon Knight and Ms. Marvel, and now this disaster of a movie, Thor, I think Marvel has peaked. Wakanda Forever preview looks mediocre at best as well. I'm aware I'm probs in the minority here.
There's always one. No, I'm only kidding. But there is always one. Do you know what, though? Again, and I think I think this is what we talked about. I think Marvel have left it a little bit too long, in my opinion, to give us an idea as to where we're going.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think a few people will have now been in the sort of.
I mean, I've got friends. I've got friends who are saying, "I'm really on my last legs with Marvel now. I'm getting bored of it."
My brother texted me the other day and just said he texted me last night after watching this and just went, "No, I'm done."
Really?
Yeah. But he was already sort of out of it after Miss Marvel. He didn't watch any of Miss Marvel, and he said he hated Moon Knight. And again, I think they've just left it a little bit too long. But COVID's done, hasn't it?
Yeah, COVID's really not helped, has it?
Set things back.
Sheldon Pink said, like a kid in a candy store, I can't pick. Every time I look at one, my eyes dart to another, and I realise how hyped I am for that. Matt Spectro through the multiverse said, Daredevil Born Again. Peacemaker said, Daredevil is extremely important to me and is my favourite superhero. So hearing that he would return put a large grin across my face. Also, his yellow suit looks amazing in She-Hulk.
Daredevil's getting loads of love.
It is, isn't it? See, for me, like, I didn't get on the Daredevil train at any point.
I wasn't that. I mean, the first series was fantastic. And the second series, as I said, it went down a little bit. I didn't even do series 3. Yeah. But I'm excited to see Marvel and Kevin Feige doing it.
Yeah. It's like, it wasn't a bad series or anything like that. I don't quite get the hype that it had. I think that makes sense.
At the time, I think it was just something massively different to what Marvel had done before.
I don't know whether it's because I've watched it too late.
Maybe. But I think also it's all the stuff that comes with it. I mean, Daredevil fighting alongside Spider-Man. We've got to get that live action at some point. Which is going to be incredible. And there's all the Defenders. If Charlie Cox is back, then Kristen Ritter's got to be back. And the rest of the Defenders, I assume, are going to come back. Whether we get Iron Fist or not, I'm not too sure. Yeah. But I get the impression that I didn't follow the whole thing through. Yeah. Because I got a little bit bored of it, I'll be dead honest. But I'll be quite interested if they do go down the route of putting together a Defenders series again. Yeah. As to what Marvel are going to do when they've got complete control over it. So I'm looking forward to that.
Maury said Daredevil 100%, just to see how it compares to incredible Netflix show. Loki season 2 is in a close second, though.
Okay.
Rachel Miller said, I'm so excited. I'm just excited for everything. And then in brackets, probably Guardians.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah, somebody Guardians. I am looking forward to all of this. I'm struggling.
Yeah, I don't know. Geeky Nate said, all of them, but shows I'm excited for Agatha and Daredevil. Films, it's the Avengers double. Yes. I'm excited to see a back-to-back Avengers double movie.
I am, yeah. If we can separate it out into TV series and movies, then I'd go. I'd go that. I'd go Daredevil to the TV series, and then obviously the Avengers movies for the movies.
Yeah. Definitely. That's everyone.
And then we've just really, really last minute had another one just coming on Twitter.
Oh, have we?
As we speak from Infinity Brothers. Again, Daredevil Born Again, 18-episode season tells me they're taking it very seriously.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Loving the love for Daredevil.
Me too.
Should we wrap up?
Do you reckon if they've got 18 episodes, just as a quick one,
no, go on.
Do you reckon there may be cameos from other heroes?
I do wonder whether this could all be like
so, for example, Spider-Man. Could we get?
I'd love to see I'd love to see him pop
just
up.
In an episode.
Yeah, that'd be.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think She-Hulk's going to pop
up.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if She-Hulk doesn't, to be fair.
Those kind of things, like, it'd just be really interesting if we had the odd. Wong's going to turn up. Let's be honest, Wong is in every friggin' film and series now.
By the time you get to Secret Wars, you're going to be like, not fucking Wong.
Wong is going to shit all over Hugh Jackman, isn't he?
Yeah.
With the amount of, as the same character, he's going to win the World Book of Records.
They're going to have to give him his own movie like they did with Scarlett Johansson in Phase 7. It's got to be done. So before we do the wrap up, let's do the patron shout outs. So thanks to Geeky Nate, Kenneth, Night Spearhead, Richard, Jessica, Avid Gamer, and Anthony Wells for supporting the show. Patrons get exclusive access to our bonus podcast, Into the Podverse, with new episodes every month. This month we have just dropped Umbrella Academy Season 3 and I always struggle with this. Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2. There we go. That was really quick that time. They also get access to our Discord server and merch discounts, and that is all for £4 or $5 per month. If you want to access all the extra content and support the show, you can head over to thatsuperherothing.com/Patreon or hit the link in the episode description. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Don't forget to come back later this week for the start of our She-Hulk countdown and our review, of 1977's Incredible Hulk TV movie, because that's what we're doing this week. Yeah. If you don't already, make sure to check out our socials at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest updates on the show and calls to action for next week's Podfans Assemble. If you've enjoyed the show, as we said at the start, please make sure to subscribe on your favourite podcast platform and leave us a rating or review on Apple or Spotify. It helps out massively, so the more subscribers and 5-star reviews we get, the higher we go up the charts and the more people can find the show. That was a hard way to get that out, but I got there in the end. Just a little bit. Other than that, though, we are done. I am going to bed very, very soon because I had about 3 hours sleep and I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. Thanks again, guys. Again, we'll be back in a few days with the She-Hulk countdown. See you then.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye.